Good evening, rockers. Vegas Rock Goddess here on the rocks. Total entertainment. That's for you, Jeff Young. Tonight, I have an amazing interview with a great Australian band, Thimblestone. So they're knocking on my door, so let's get them in. They're coming in. There's Matt. What's up, Matt? We're waiting for him to connect from Sydney.
G'day, g'day. Nice shirt.
Oh, you like it?
That's a great shirt.
I told you, perfect fit. So,
how are you?
Welcome to On the Rocks.
Thank you.
Live from Las Vegas.
Wow. Very good.
I'm glad we got to do this because, I mean, even though we did that little interview at the pub, I still feel there's a lot that we can cover.
Yeah, that's why I bought my main man, Shanks. He does all the heavy lifting as far as Ant's concerned.
Awesome. Because I got to meet your drummer, amazing dude.
Yeah.
So
he's floating around somewhere. He may join us.
Okay, he may join us. Okay, cool. Because he's great. He's got a great personality. I love him.
Why does everybody like Bowie?
But anyway, there's so much going on in Sydney as far as in the music scene. I listened, Matt, to your music.
Yeah, cool.
Unreal.
All right.
So we're gonna dig in a little bit here about two of your songs off that record. I mean, dude, seriously, from the early stuff, the early recordings before pandemic, because I know you recorded the new stuff during pandemic, right? This is all the stuff that was written. And you can totally tell because there's so much love and I'm not going to say hate, but I'm saying, just everything that I think all of us were feeling at that time.
Yeah, it's very pressurized, the lyrical content is very pressurized.
So let's talk about I know we've already done this, but for the viewers who don't know who you are and didn't get a chance to see the little mini interview, why don't you bring everybody up to speed on this band, Matt, and how you guys started?
All right. So we are Thimblestone. G'day. We're a little trio from Sydney. This is our bass player.
Hello.
I'm Matt.
Oh, hang on. Bowie's coming.
And I tell you, Bowie's just on the other line if you want to merge him in.
Yeah, we're going to get him in right now. I just got him in, so he's just setting up. What's up, Bowie? What's up, man?
What's up?
You made it.
Hey.
Yeah. Of course, I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Oh, great. But anyway, I was talking to Matt, where he's just kind of getting everybody up to speed on how Thimblestone started. And then we're going to kind of chime you in. So go ahead, Matt, continue what you were saying, but since we got Bowie here too.
Yeah, so we've been around for quite the many years, but I guess we kind of kicked it off with the Chronicles record, which was pre-pandemic. Shanks had joined the band, and we were using a session drummer who'd been a long time with us, which was we're very grateful for him. And Bowie's been a recent signing with us, or recent joining with us this year, who's been a real breath of fresh air. And we started out, I don't know, I'm kind of really punk-based, kind of old school metal-based. Shanks meets me somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I'm more of a grunge roots kind of. That's where my musical interest sort of blossomed, sort of in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we hit the scene, we do what we do. We've got a good live show, but realistically, we showcase kind of each segment of that. Some of our progressions are very punk. Some of our songs are very punk. Some of our kind of middle eight breakdown stuff, very edgy, kind of old school metal. There's some gallops in there. There's, you know, some bits and pieces, and then there's some, you know, real strong kind of grungy stuff through the middle. So we kind of, I think we transcend the genres that are here in Sydney. We can kind of float between metal acts and rock acts and, you know, all sort of stops in between. So yeah, I guess we are Simple Stone and we do what we like.
And you do it well, Matt.
We
I
just
do
do it.
have to say.
As a three-piece,
Thanks.
we try to have a really solid and, you know, big sound, and we use dynamics, I guess, really well to try and, you know, fill that room.
Yeah, we've got a real deliberate intent to be light and dark, you know,
Right.
where needed, you know.
And that-
Emotive.
Yeah, that
So-
really comes across, Matt, in a lot of the songs. I mean, I listened to your early stuff as well, but
Yeah.
you know, you gave me the CD,
Yeah.
and I definitely have some real contenders here as well.
Yeah, cool.
That record. So you actually, I know we had this conversation, but you wrote this entire record during pandemic. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did. Well, because we were forced to being isolated, you know, especially here in Sydney, we were really isolated. Shanks and I were together as band members throughout that pandemic, but we didn't get a lot of eyesight time, you know. So we'd post ideas back and forth, but primarily I wrote everything, would demo it and then send it to Shanks for his review. And Shanks chimed in with some really cool lyrical content and some really good melodic investment. And it kind of worked. I was surprised that the end result was so solid, to be honest.
It was a really organic recording.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have everything absolutely nailed down. We just sort of went in and we tracked it and it just worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, the music is, I mean, it's solid. I mean, the production of it, the sound. I mean, like, I'll tell you right now, one of the songs, Crashing Down, I really love.
Yeah, cool.
Tell us a little bit about that song, Matt.
All right. Like the lyrical content.
Yeah,
is
like
kind of
tell
around-
us, yeah, tell us what's behind that song.
All right. So that was originally written on an acoustic guitar, and if you listen to the song, you'll really hear a strong acoustic guitar throughout that song. It's written about the pressures of doing live work, you know, and the insecurities of artists and singers taking a stage and kind of, you know, not really feel like you're up to it on a given day, but then making it work and pushing through. And that song's been particularly good for us off the Chronicles album. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really, like I said, really strong song. I really love it.
Yeah. Yeah, we play that as track 2 on all of our live stuff. It's a good
Right. Now
yeah.
you guys have been playing out, right? Because I saw you guys posting some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of Sydney. Yeah, we find the regional gigs, they're really rewarding. You know, the crowds are always, you know, happy to see bands coming through. So
Right.
look at New England way, which, you know, is a 7-hour drive one way, and play a couple of shows up that way, just every few months.
Yeah, I mean, people are so hungry. I don't care where you're from, for original music.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
we find that's the case the further we travel away from Sydney. So as I mentioned before, we're Sydney based, but we'll travel to Queensland, to Victoria, to anywhere. You know, we've traveled to Tasmania for shows. We'll go anywhere. But the further we get away from the epicenter into the remote areas, we get a really strong response, you know?
yeah, which is great, because I think that's the whole goal of a band, is
100%.
to get out of the area that you're at and
Yeah.
exposing yourself, your music, and your talents to other areas,
Yeah, true.
which is super important. I mean, you're doing great with TikTok, because I see your TikToks all the time. You know, we had this conversation in Sydney. I mean, that's where it's at right now. I mean, there are so many bands getting so much exposure on TikTok. It's killing Facebook and Instagram,
I hope so.
Yeah.
you know.
We're still figuring out TikTok. I have a unique problem occasionally with TikTok, which is strange, where our own music is being copyrighted. So I'll throw something up and it gets muted because it detects the music.
Yeah, they're a little weird about that, but
Yeah.
Bowie,
Our music.
you're the brains behind the TikTok.
He's about to be. I've been running it.
Oh, have you? Okay.
Yeah,
Because I know we
yeah.
talked about it. Bowie and I.
Hey, don't take anything away from Bowie. I mean,
No,
it's
no,
the
no.
brains behind the whole thing.
Yeah, Bowie's going to be the looks and the brains. Once we get him
But you
online.
know,
And when we say behind, we mean behind as in a drummer,
Yeah.
you know.
oh, of course. But you guys don't sound like a three-piece, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, we work really
Don't-
hard at that.
You
Be honest.
don't sound like a three-piece band. If I didn't know you were three pieces, I would think you're a full band.
Yeah. Well, we are a full band.
I know you are. But I'm just
Star player to be a full band.
now come on, Matt. Now, if I was a person who just picked up your CD at the record store and I'm like, oh, okay. And I didn't even look at the back of it yet, and I just threw the CD in there. Wow, this band sounds great. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
that's like you said, that's the whole point. You want to seem larger than life.
Yeah. And it's actually something we really work hard at live. Like we've got we use, you know, Shanks uses a lot of effects pedals on his bass guitar to really fill out the rhythm section. So when I'm doing a lead break, the bottom end still being carried, the rhythm section still being carried. And that's really important to us as far as the live sound's concerned.
Right.
We do really work hard at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, the total production of this record, I mean, really killer. And I mean,
Yeah.
Bowie, you're awesome, dude. I still cannot wait to see you kill those drums, man, live.
Yeah, very anticipating. We're going to Melbourne soon, so
Yeah.
that'll be a big show. I'm gonna take a camera down with me, and
Oh,
I'll film
cool.
what I want to do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we'll put some stuff
Awesome.
on TikTok. You'll see it.
Oh
And
yeah.
I want to say, as far as killing drums, he really does kill them. He kills cymbals, he kills skins, like he kills the whole thing,
Yeah,
which is awesome.
So
It's,
Well,
it's
yeah.
actually a problem.
yeah, if anyone wants
It's
to
an
give us-
issue that I have to deal with.
Right? I think we talked about that. You know,
Yeah,
but hey,
I recently bought a cymbal, not recently, probably like last couple months, bought a cymbal, and that cymbal alone was worth about $900. And within maybe 2 months of me having it, I put a crack down the middle of it, and I had to cut it. I've cut it once, and then I cracked it again, so we've had to cut it again. At this point, I may as well just shave it down so it's a little splash.
oh my God. Hey,
Yeah.
it might add a different dimension to your sound.
Fancy close to him in practice because he's just throwing splinters of wood flying at us.
We get them
Oh.
in our eyes,
Yeah.
you know,
It's crazy.
we get them in our hair, we get them everywhere.
That's crazy. But so Matt, fill us in on what other shows that you guys are playing now.
All right, so we've got a show coming up in a couple of weeks out in Western Sydney, in Windsor,
Tate?
which is Tate's Hotel.
Tate's Hotel.
Which is a real coming together of a couple of bands out there that haven't played live sets for a little while, and it's gonna be big, right? The PA that's going in there is massive. The anticipated crowd is going to be good. It's a good outdoor stage, and we're going to smash it. We're really looking forward to it. After that, we've got we're headlining a rock festival, Route 66.
69.
Which is 69, Route 69.
Yeah, I think I saw that today on TikTok.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why he's here. Which is kind of like a biker bar, kind of up like a rural road, I suppose. There's a whole lot of camping, and there's a festival over a couple of days. We're headlining the Saturday night, which should be really good. Then we've got some local shows here in Sydney, and then we get back on the road. We go out to Uralla and
It'll be Tamworth.
Tamworth and
Uh,
regional
then we'll
areas.
do Canberra, Melbourne. We'll do a Sydney show as
Wow.
well.
Yeah.
That's great.
For the next couple of months, we were actually just discussing that just before we come on. We're really excited for the next couple of months because
Got a bit
we're
of
on
a
the
run,
road.
Yeah.
We're doing some really good shows, some big shows, and you know, getting back to doing what we do, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. Hopefully I'll get to Sydney next year.
Yeah,
I can see you guys play. That would be amazing.
100%.
So yeah, so we'll see what's going on.
Yeah, we'll tee up a show. Just let us know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Could even make
I mean,
VIP.
yeah, Jeff Young was talking about them playing again next year in Australia. So we'll see
Just
what
tell
goes
Jeff.
on.
We'd
Yeah.
be happy to support Jeff and whatever he does.
Yeah, you didn't get to meet Jeff, man.
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah, that guy's the hardest working guitar player I think around. I mean, he's amazing.
True.
But yeah, I mean, tell us a little bit about the Sydney music scene and what you guys are seeing right now.
Yeah, so we're seeing an emergence of bands like us coming out and hitting the scene again, which has been really good after a long, strong, quiet, right? People are hungry to see music, and if you're getting out there and putting in a quality performance, people are coming back to see it, which is great. It's been dormant for a couple of years, as you can imagine, and you know, the resurgence, as I'll kind of coin it, you know, is empowering. It's encouraging, and we're getting amongst it and getting part of it, and it's a good feeling.
Yeah, we talked about the resurgence of rock
Yeah,
in general and how 23 I think is catapulting a lot of pure rock original bands
yeah,
to the forefront.
Can we call it 23?
23
We're allowed to
24.
23? Yeah, let's do that.
Can
We can. Yeah, we played a show in. Oh, come on, guys, don't let me hanging. We played a show at Penrith Paceway. What was it, a month or so ago? And I was actually blown away at the response of it. It was an odd place to play, and it's right out the back of the metro area, but people came from all over the place. Metal supporters, you know, hard rock enthusiasts came out, and I was really blown away and uplifted by the turnout, you know.
Yeah. I
Bowie, was so
let's get Bowie. I want to get you in because you're being really quiet right now, and I want to get you in on this conversation. How did you feel about the show that Matt was just talking about, kind of like off the beaten path, but you guys still killed
it? The Paceway show?
Yes.
Yeah. That was actually a really incredible experience because how can I say this? I've gigged with Simple Stone a lot, or like a few times, whatever, but nothing like that. It was a pretty decent bill. There was probably like nine bands or something like that were on the bill, and it was a crazy experience seeing other bands play, and then we were slotted right in the middle, which was brilliant. It was great. But being surrounded by the atmosphere of everyone who is like-minded, loves metal, and for the cause that we were doing it for as well, what Matt said blew me away. It was a great response before and or after we played, and after the last band played, everyone was hanging for more. And you could really see and tell in the crowd whilst we were playing and whilst the other bands were playing that they didn't really want it to stop.
Yeah, and if you guys were in the middle, that's a great place to be.
Yeah.
Great place. They couldn't have put you in a better slot.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I guess the way I see it in that sense, because it was in Penrith as well, and I grew up around Penrith, so I kind of know the movements of a lot of people. And I guess most plans, especially in Sydney or around my area, which is more west, a lot of people will plan to go to the pub and get absolutely blind. And usually, come the middle set, they are blind. They're gone. But
damn.
You could see everyone like it was really funny. Like there was this older gentleman, older bloke who was there, and he was dancing, like grooving to our stuff. And I had never really seen that before. But here's this old geezer just in the middle of the crowd, throwing shapes, having a good time.
Oh my God. See, that's what you need to do. You need to get that guy on video and post it with your music on TikTok, my friend.
That's what we're
Would
doing.
be like, see, that's killer, man. That's killer footage.
Yeah. It would have been great. I think that's also why one reason, as I said earlier, I'm going to be taking a camera with me on the gigs that we do. Not only because I like to have
Look
a
at you.
drum cam, I like to watch myself play
Right.
afterwards. Not because there's any big headedness. I just want to see if I've played shit or anything like that. But that's really, it's like I'll watch myself back and I'll go, oh no, my technique was shit there. I looked like crap there.
So you like watching yourself back? Because like in the beginning when I did this like 5 years ago, I was afraid to watch myself.
Yeah.
And I have a couple actor friends and I asked them, I said, hey, do you like watching yourself? Like, they'll do a movie or a commercial and they're like, hell no, I don't watch any of my stuff. I'm like, well, I have to watch it. I'm like you. I'm like, I gotta see it.
I will
Yeah.
say, Bo's 21 and he's an attractive man. Who wouldn't want to look at him?
Appreciate it. I'm actually older than that.
You too.
I'm an old man now. I'm 22.
Wow. God, I remember when I was 22. Oh, well. Anyway.
Next question.
Next question. Anyway.
Discuss all the sins right here. Yeah,
I
let's
know,
move on.
right? Simple Stone live. We're going to talk about sins and sinners and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I loved Australia for the fact that the music scene is pure. It's pure rock.
Yeah, it really
and
is.
metal. And I've never seen the passion that I saw when I went to the Kings of Thrash for that show at the Crowbar.
Yeah.
I mean, your fans like of rock in general are so passionate about
True.
supporting their favorite bands.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that is missing in the US. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I think people in general, I'm not saying everyone because I'm not generalizing, but I'm just saying I think a lot of people have lost their passion when it comes to music. And I think that's why rock in general, even 70s rock kind of vibe is making a comeback.
I think that's that sort of genre of music, like our sort of genre. This is a generalization, but there's an authenticity maybe, and I think today with the way the music's consumed, with it, the way it's streamed, people don't have that connection to the bands, that they used to have, I guess, which is why we love playing live so much. That each gig is such an experience.
Yeah, I think like I was telling Matt when we were talking when I was there, your band is great on vinyl, but let me tell you something, until people see you live and get that connection, that's why TikTok is so important to connect with your fans. Even people who don't know who you are, they're gonna know who you are. And they need to see you live up close and personal to get that feeling, that vibe, that authenticity of your music.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Of your performance. And yeah, it's super, super important. Now let's talk about, since your bass player's there, tell us about your equipment and what you use.
Right. So I'm not getting sponsored by any of these people, but if they want to, that'd be great. I pretty much use Fender gear straight up and down the line for my bass gear. So I use a solid state Fender Rumble head, which is just unkillable. I can just throw it in a bag. Don't have to worry about tubes. It's a great solid sound. I use a Rumble cab as well. Just a 4x10 usually on stage, although occasionally we'll twin it and I'll have like a 2x12? 4x12. 212 on the other side, just to give myself a bit of a stereo sound. But yeah, my core sound is the Fender Rumble head, the Fender Rumble cab, which is lightweight. I use a Fender P-Bass, like a hybrid precision bass. So it's a P-Bass body, jazz neck, and then it has the P-Bass neck pickup, but the Jazz Bridge, and that's basically my main workhorse. And other than that, I just use a few effects, some Boss stuff, some MXR stuff. But yeah,
Yeah,
essentially,
the dark glass is a big part of it.
yeah. But if you stripped it all back, I can just jump on stage with a Fender, with a
Right.
head and a bass, and I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
man,
I
let's
play with
tell the audience what your gear is.
So primarily I use a semi-hollow body. So I use a ES335 for most of the work that we do. I've got an old Marshall JMP1 preamp into a stereo Mesa 50 watt side all valve head into a standard, bulk standard, rock standard 1960 A cab, which just makes a lot of noise, that's kind of it. I've recently gone to a Kemper and modeled all of my preamp, which has been really good. It cuts down on weight, and I've got 90% of my sound, but there's a certain gain structure that I like to play with that my JMP1 gives me, and that's where I'm at,
Now, what about you, Bowie? Tell us about your setup. I know we can't see it, but tell us a little bit about like how you set your drums up.
Actually, so my drums are here.
Okay.
So I've actually had this kit in particular for about 7 or 8 years. I bought it at a pawn shop when I was probably 12.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure it's a Mapex Q series. I know 100% it's a Mapex, but I think it's a Q series. I'm not sure. I've used that thing forever. All I've done is changed heads. I use Remo Ambassador heads on the toms, and on my snare drum, I used to use Remo as well, but I actually recently switched to Aquarian, and I don't know why, but that sound, the Aquarian sound, is insane. It is so good, especially with a snare. It is crazy. And I've got a Tama snare. It's a Steelworks one. It's matte black, and it is crazy. Very tinny sound. I guess I could put it more towards like Deftones kind of vibe. And it's a really pingy snare, and I love it. The cymbals, on the other hand, I would say I'm a bit of a whore when it comes to cymbals. I have all different types of cymbals. There's ones that I really like. More in particular, Zildjian is what I like to go for. But I bought a cymbal pack, which was actually Pasty 7s or PST 7s. They're more of like a punk kind of sound, and I've had them forever. They've actually been the longest lasting cymbals that I've had without breaking. In saying that, they are broken now. And I've just cracked my ride cymbal.
You know what, Bowie? You need an endorsement, man.
I do.
He needs an endorsement, 100%.
Definitely need an endorsement. I just I obviously know the ways around getting to an endorsement, but it's been really hard actually talking to people, because going back and forth over emails is not really my strong suit. I prefer a phone call.
Well, you know what? Let me give you a tip. I would take all that broken cymbals, all your broken shit. Now listen to me. Yeah. Take that broken stuff, put it in a pile, make it look really grungy, take a picture of it, and just start sending it off to all these drum companies. Let me tell you, they're gonna love that shit. They're gonna be like, we got shit that's way better than that, man. You're not gonna be busting it, That's
right.
Do it.
Cool. Yeah, well, I'll have to do that. I'll have to get on doing that.
It'll be like an art piece. Just think of it as like an art piece.
Yeah. Yeah, well, as much as I've broken and all my cymbals are cracked, they're beautiful, and they hold a very special place.
That's what I'm saying, though. I'm telling you, Bowie, take a picture of that, and I want you to post it on TikTok.
All right.
And then just put a hashtag. New cymbals needed.
New cymbals needed.
Yeah.
Totally.
Could not have been a better sentence.
Right?
Yeah.
Just say, I love Ludwig, or I love pasties, or whatever.
Yeah. All right. I think another thing.
We're gonna get you that deal, dude. I'm telling you right now.
set in stone. Do you want me to sign in blood or
Anyway, that would be something really cool that you would get an endorsement out of. I think you could totally do it.
Yeah, that would be.
Now, see, these two guys here, what they need to do is they need to break some shit. They need to put it on fire and they need to take a picture of it and post it on TikTok. And maybe a guitar company or, Fender or whatever is going to see that, oh my God, we got to send them some shit.
This is why we
You know
can't have
what I mean?
19.
Well, hey, look, that's all right because I've already mastered the art of breaking shit, so I can.
Well,
Really?
you're a rock band. I mean, come on now.
Yeah. Well, another problem is fucking sticks. I go through sticks like.
Okay, here we go. Here we go, Matt. We got another endorsement coming.
Totally. Endorse him up. It's
Totally.
really painful watching him shred dollars every night, I tell you.
Oh my God, dude, you're breaking sticks. You're breaking cymbals. I mean, Jesus. I mean,
Yeah.
you're like an endorsement deal just waiting for somebody to jump on it.
Yeah, well, no one I've contacted has seen it that way. They're like, oh, he's just some young bloke, whatever.
Oh my God.
But
Crazy.
yeah, I use Vic Firth sticks. They're hands down, I have used them since I started drumming. I will never look. I don't know what it is about them. I've played different sticks. I've played Vader. I've played Nova. I've played all these other sticks, but Vic Firth is the one that gives me the most durability, and also the quality of the stick is just impeccable. And I can't
Oh my
go.
God. That's crazy.
But
yeah.
I go through sticks like no tomorrow.
That being said, they still break.
See,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think Matt needs to do a Pete Townsend, and what he needs to do is find an old amp, just do like, and then just shove that thing right in the amp, man. Just like
Yeah.
explosion. You could do it as part of the show, Matt. People would love it.
That would be awesome.
That doesn't sound
That's
expensive.
really
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound expensive at all. No.
You guys could be the next Spinal Tap.
Hey, yeah. We'd need a few more drummers.
No, we've gone through enough drummers.
Oh, I know.
We-
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
too
haven't
many
set
drummers.
anyone on fire though. We've never set
Yeah.
a drummer on fire. That's probably it's one of our aims as a rock band to set a
He's
drummer on
willing, Matt. He's willing.
A
to do that.
volunteerish tribute, mate. Set me on fire. Just
My
don't get the hair.
God,
Just not the hair.
we got a super show coming. Forget Alice Cooper. We got
There
the
you go.
super show coming from Simple Stone.
Well, Alice Shanks was expressing, the need to bite heads off bats and do a whole lot of crazy stuff live. So if
There
we
you
could
go.
set something on fire and we could eat a few random animals, I reckon we'd be right up there.
Oh yeah. You could set Bob's what's that SquarePants on fire?
Oh, SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
I don't know
Have
if he's
SpongeBob come on stage.
he's underwater, right?
We'll be like turning like this, and then Matt's just gonna give him a kick, and that'll be it. It'll be
No,
all-
I'll kick him. No dramas. I'll kick him.
I think the next step in our live performance would be each of us have our own thing. Like Matt sets his amp on fire, Shanks does whatever he does, and I'll just play the set naked.
There you go. People are gonna want to come see you just for that, Bowie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my shirt's always off every gig anyway, so I'm halfway there.
But I mean, we're joking around, but rock and roll is a show, and yeah, I mean, now's the time to get your fans revved up and ready to go. And you guys are out there, man. You're killing it.
Yeah, cool.
So, Matt, why don't you tell us a little bit about your writing style? Because I know we kind of talked a little about that. Like,
All right.
what influences you?
Yeah, so I'll start by saying my writing style really isn't, I don't kind of have any restraints to what I do. I just write whatever the hell comes out, to be honest. It's one of the really freeing things about this band is I can bring any ditty and we'll turn it into either a rock song or a more kind of passive song. The latest album, Through This Dark, has some heavy stuff. It has some lighter stuff. It's got some acoustic stuff on it, which is really cool. Out of Nowhere is really acoustic driven.
I love
Uh,
that song.
Yeah, it's a cool song. And I'm pretty sure that was Shank's idea, just to really break the acoustic guitar out and let it speak, you know. Um, Shanks's bass line on the song Without really speaks, and we just let the whole track just sit around what the bass was doing. So the drums played a very minimal part, you know, the vocals and the bass, I guess, played the biggest parts in the song. So, and that they are, both those songs are a fair departure from the, you know, punk metal roots that we are. So
Right.
you kind of find that if we find something that works and there's something that's repetitive in my writing nature that comes out and we can make it work, it works. So,
Right.
you know, it doesn't need to be metal. It doesn't need to be 180 BPM. It doesn't need to be heavy. It doesn't need to be what. If we play it in our style, it'll translate. And that's something that's really freeing, you know. An album consists of lots of different varieties of your genre. And that's something that Through This Dark, I think, speaks pretty well of, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was a real. I think Through This Dark was a real sort of evolution from Chronicles. Like it still sounds like Simple Stone at its core, but I don't know. It just evolved is the word that keeps coming to mind.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
we just
let's talk about The Sickness, because that song really stuck out for me.
That's favorite song.
You know what? You know what? I'll be really honest with you and just say I hated that song.
Really?
I wrote it ages ago, and it was actually the 7th of March, 2020, right? We were driving from Orange back to Sydney, and it's what's a 4.5 hour drive, or something.
Yeah.
And the boys were like, let's get in the studio and do a remake of The Sickness. And I was like, oh man, not not again, you know. But I let the boys own it, and they were
Right.
like, hey, this is what we want. We want to make it big. We want to do it. So we went back into the studio and just did it as just a one-off song, right? We released it as a one-off single with no B-side, purely for content purposes. Shanks loves the song. Bowie loves the song.
I love the song.
You love the song. Everybody loves the song.
It's a fucking good song.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
It's a good song.
But the cool thing that made the song was openness and me letting go of how the music had to happen and allowing the music just to speak in our band and define the way that we sounded. The other thing that was really cool was Shanks organised the film clip for it, and it marked a departure from what we would normally do for a film clip. And we collaborated with some people online, and then Shanks did the final edits, and we mixed some live stuff in there, and it was just so different to what we did that it lifted the lid on what we could do as a band.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I can see you guys doing a lot more than just playing.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many avenues and so many other genres that you can put your stamp on, you know. And film is definitely on the table, I'm telling you.
You think we've got faces for acting? Is that the thing? Like you're thinking me and Brad Pitt?
I'm not so you never know.
Well,
Anyway,
you never.
but as far as like music, I mean, it plays such a unique role in a lot of movies. Independent films, I know a lot of people in the business, and they're always looking for independent artists that are willing to donate songs, some type of settings for a lot of these films. And hey, don't rule it out,
Yeah, hey, cool.
because you never know.
So The Sickness, going back to The Sickness, it was, as I say, a real departure from what we did, and a new creative avenue and a new sound. You know, it was really, the sound to me was kind of more metally sounding without
Yes.
being a metal song. It was really, it was from a guitar player's perspective, it was a lot of single notes. You know, it wasn't chords. I remember when we were doing it, the engineer was smacking me every time I wanted to play a full chord. You know, and just really single note driven, and an influence and a change to what we did. Yeah, it was a really important song in our evolution, I reckon.
But you know, change is good. Because it gives you, like you said, it gives you a different perspective on what direction that this band is going in.
Yeah.
And you know, 23 is we're almost over 23 here. We're over halfway through, and we're going into 24. And I can only see great things coming from this band.
Yeah, cool.
So
Yeah, well, we think maybe album 3 will be next year. Probably.
Yeah, it's in the works.
I'm
There's
sure
always
you
something
told me,
going.
Matt. Now wait a second. You told me you got a lot of songs.
Yeah, I
So
got a lot of
So another album next year, I can totally see that happening.
We've got releases teed up for before the end of the year, like stuff to come out,
Yeah.
like
Right.
standalone, you know, in between stuff. And then, yeah, I'd say the next album 3 will be next year, sure.
Yeah,
And
for
we're
sure.
starting to blood some of the stuff through
Yeah,
in rehearsals and kind of bring ideas to the table. And
yeah, we're starting to go through the process already.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I mean, I was, like I said, when I met you, Matt, and Bowie, I was just really impressed. You guys have a real passion and a drive for this business. And let me tell you, there are some bands right now that don't have the drive.
Yeah.
They're in it for a different reason, and it's dollar signs, and that's not where it is.
It's not where it is.
I think the key is the way you've got to think about your music is you've got to be happy enough to do it to no one in your own room by yourselves, just because, you know, you get something out of playing that music. And if you can't do that, then no one's going to connect to it, you know?
Right. I mean, you have to have the hunger, you have to have the passion, and that totally comes out in your music.
Yeah.
It's not phony. It's not, I mean, it's straight up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, totally.
that's what I love about your music. And you know,
Cool.
I'm definitely a fan for life.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because I would love
Hope
if
we
you
please you.
guys played the US. I mean,
Yeah, that'd be great.
we've talked about this, Matt. That's got to be a
Yeah,
goal.
I'm thinking we could sort of start at Sturgis and work our way across the country. You know, that'll be cool.
Oh yeah, Sturgis is a great place to play, man. I mean, I've had a lot of friends that have played there in bands. It's crazy.
Cool. Well, you know, Sturgis, if you're listening and you can have us, we'll be there.
Sure.
There you
I'm gonna
go.
be honest as well today, as Matt said earlier about the festival thing that we've been put on, Route 69. I actually first saw that we were on that bill on Facebook, and then it had been talked about afterwards. But when I first saw it, and I first saw Route 69, I was like, wait a minute, what? And I couldn't actually read like where it was. And I genuinely thought, and I was about like shit my pants. I was like, are we going to America? What is happening right now? What is happening? But then
You never know, man. Keep that dream alive. Keep it alive, because you never know.
Yeah, it has to happen, Carol. It has to happen.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I have no doubt that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know,
we're coming for you.
Yeah. Well, you're going to come for me, but you're going to come for whoever's in town.
Oh yeah, whoever's in town, get ready.
Yeah.
You won't be ready. I won't be ready.
Yeah, I'll just promote the hell out of it. We're going to get that place packed.
Oh, let's go. Sounds like a plan.
I'm ready.
Good stuff. Actually, on the back of what Matt was saying earlier, and what you were saying about how can I say it? What was said about the music and how it's not just for the money. And that's actually one thing that I pride myself on, is that I'm not in this business because I want to make money, because I'm not going to make money.
right,
eventually.
you won't.
It's like that's just stigma, right?
But I'm just saying,
That's the
you won't
stigma.
if you're not
Not going to
passionate.
get any money.
No,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
just it. Yeah, but that's just it. Like, you know, being in an originals band in particular, you don't get a lot of money for that stuff. And to be honest, if I didn't get any money, I'd still be happy because the way
That's
that
what
I,
I'm saying. That's
yeah,
what I'm saying. I think 23 and 24 is all going about bringing back the passion in rock and roll. Because,
yeah,
I mean, what happened to like the drive and the like when you guys play, I'm sure you play like there's 50,000 people in front of you.
yeah, for sure. Well, I do at least.
Okay.
That's why I play some of the cymbals.
Right. And that's the way you have to think about this business. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, believe me, this business is great, but Matt and I've talked about this. We'll talk off camera, but this business is ugly.
Mm.
And if you don't have the passion and the backbone, I mean, you're going to get stepped on, walked on, and spit on.
yeah,
And it's
And have been all of that, have been spat on, walked on, you know, the whole lot.
Yeah.
But
Right.
we do what we do.
I think to the best of your ability, I think the key is we're not asking permission, we're just doing it.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
I mean that, and realistically, you know, obviously that involves finding or making some opportunities along the way. But if your heart's not in it, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
add
that's-
that.
you have to
We'll add that.
surround yourself with positive individuals that believe in your passion and dream and drive and know what direction that you guys are going in.
Totally. And I will
Yeah.
say we've been around the block a few times and we're ready to go around a few more.
Right.
So, you know.
And that's great. That's what rock is about, you know, staying in the game. Don't like, oh, I don't think I'm going to practice today.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, exactly.
Boo. Boo.
I know, right? I mean, hey, it's like, you know, the rock business is like a job. Okay. If
100%.
you don't like get out there and do, guess what? Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, look, there are days when you don't feel like turning up and it's not in you, but you turn up for each other. We are a band that consists of three parts. Without one, you're finished. Without
Right.
two, get it. You know, we turn up for each other and we work hard at it, and we're proud of what we produce music-wise. We're
Yeah.
proud of it, and as long as we're a band, you know, we're going to keep pushing. I've got a drive in me that doesn't know an end. You know, I don't know what I would be without a guitar in my hand. It's weird, you know, like, you know, we're not getting any younger, but the drive never goes away. So I
Right.
just kind of figure if we just keep playing as loud as fuck, you know, and keep playing as hard and keep breaking cymbals and keep snapping strings and keep busting skins, you know, we're gonna keep at it. You know, that's our drive. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fans want to see like those moments where you're breaking a string or you're
Yeah.
busting a cymbal or a stick. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, they want to see that
Yeah.
in real time. And I think that's where a lot of these bands are missing out. They're missing the link
Yeah. Cool.
between the band and the fans and reconnecting. You know,
Okay.
if anything, these bands should have learned their lesson during pandemic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, that you need to connect with your fans or you're dead in the water.
Yeah. The pandemic did teach us one thing, is to be resilient, to
Yes.
find material, find the way to keep surviving. And now that we're out the back of it, man, we're playing some really good shows. It's been worth the pull, you know.
Right. And
Shanks and I
again,
did, Shanks and I broke some rules and we did some acoustic gear in my lounge room. You know, it was just a way to stay connected to our music, you know. And out of the back of it, we released an acoustic EP, you know, and it gave us a connection for the future. The
yeah,
more hard work that you put in, the more you yield as a band.
exactly. And
We
you
came
know,
out of the back of it and met Bowie.
Right.
It was
yeah, see, exactly. You know, you told me the story about how you met Bowie. Why don't you give us a short version of
Shanks
what
was just
you're talking about?
Shanks was just mentioning one disaster to another, and I can kind of concur. You know, I kind of get it. And we were without a drummer, and we were sitting outside of the studio, and I'd been cutting some tracks, and our engineer said to us, Matt, you need to find a good drummer. And we both dead set looked up, and a car pulled into the driveway, and he goes, he's a good drummer. And before Bowie had a chance to get out of the car, I just walked across to him and I said, oh, are you looking for a ride? And he was like, no, I suppose, you know. So we exchanged some tracks, and like probably a week later, you know, we agreed that we'd meet in a room, and Bowie was exactly what we needed. You know, not only did Bowie fit us musically, you know, he's a fantastic drummer for a young fella. He's a very good drummer. But he also fit the mold. He also fit the mold. He was kind of, we are three individuals that make up a band, you know, and he fit the part that was missing. And that is significant to us, you know.
And like I was telling you, I think
parts of one. You know?
I think you meeting Bowie was like serendipity.
Oh yeah.
It was like it was totally written in the cards that you two would connect.
Yeah.
At that weird time.
Yeah, it was very weird.
I mean, stuff like that happens, you know. I mean, some of the best bands in the world got together on a serendipity moment. Just really crazy.
Yeah, serendipity. You know, best bands in the world. Simple Stone. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I totally get what you're putting down there.
On the back of what Matt was saying about how we met. Actually, when he walked up to the car, I had my windows up, had my music blasting, and where I was, it was a car park, and I genuinely, when he walked up to me, I thought he was going to tell me that he needed me to move my car because I was in the way of him getting out. And then I wound the window down, and he's like, "Hey, you want to ride, blah blah blah." And then I got out the car. I was like, "Oh shit, okay, he doesn't actually want me to move my car. He wants to talk to me about music." So I got out the car and introduced myself and whatever else, and that's After that, week later, I got the room.
That's crazy how things happen. Matt, why don't you? We're gonna close it out, but why don't you tell the fans how they can get in touch with Simple Stone and where all your platforms are on?
All right, I'm going to have a crack at this, and Shanks is going to pick me up where I fall down. So the number one place is probably Spotify and any social media. So you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Instagram, you can find us on TikTok, you can find us on YouTube. We've got all of our clips that are on our YouTube, on our official page there. You can find us at Amazon. Where am I missing? You can find us on Stage. That's the cool part.
Okay.
You know?
All streaming subjects. So iTunes, Apple Music.
Yeah.
Amazon, Spotify, Deezer, all of that, all the usual suspects.
Yeah.
But we pretty much, we regularly post stuff to sort of across Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Whenever we throw videos up, they go up on YouTube.
Yeah. But the number one place for us that you can find us is at Bandcamp, where you can buy our physicals, you can buy our records, and we'll send them out to you. Write your lovely note. That'd be cool.
And you can get the merch.
Except we're a merch.
100%.
Yeah. So
that's where it is.
Just search on Bandcamp. You'll find us.
We'd really appreciate it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. But anyway, Matt, it was great meeting you in Australia. Thank you for dinner again. It was great. I can't wait to go back to that place.
When you're here next time.
Huh?
Don't forget that spot when you're here next time.
Yes, for sure. Shanks, it was great meeting you. Thank you for taking the time and chiming in with us, because I didn't get to see you when I was in Sydney. And Bowie, as usual, keep it flowing, man.
No worries.
Get those symbols together, man. I want to see a picture online.
Oh, done. I'll get them ready now.
And Matt, we'll keep in touch. I love the CD. It's amazing. Cool. Keep up the great work that you're doing with this band. it's gonna be crazy between 23 and 24 is just gonna explode for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
And anything I can do to help you guys, I totally will. You know that. So
Thank you.
definitely keep in touch, and we'll check back in the next few months, probably early next year, and see what you guys are up to. But we'll talk before that. But
All right.
thank you so
Very
much
good.
for coming on, you guys.
Murray,
Thanks
thanks
for
for
having
having
us.
us.
It's actually almost 2 a.m. here, so, or 2:30, but totally
Time for
worth it,
bed.
man.
No
Totally
point going to
worth it.
sleep now. There's no point
No.
going to sleep now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll probably crash in a little while.
Get
But
a boost in you.
yeah,
Fun.
I'll drop this interview Matt in the next couple days, probably more like Thursday, and I'll send you a copy
Thank you.
and a
Cool.
link. So definitely throw it out on your social media. That does help a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. And thank you guys for coming on, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Thank
Awesome.
you. Yeah.
Thank you.
See you, Bowie.
Bye. All my love.
Bye. See you, Bowie. We'll talk soon.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Wow, Simple Stone. This is an amazing band. Like I said, I did get to talk to Matt and Bowie when I was out there in Sydney. We did a little interview at a pub. And I really got to know the core of this band. So definitely keep an eye out for them in 23 and 24. We will check back in with them once again. The Sydney music scene is hot right now. I'm the Vegas Rock Goddess, Carolyn Levin. Thank you for watching. As usual, always like and subscribe to On the Rocks Total Entertainment. And I will see you next time.